All right, here we are with the one and only Brother Ben. I know I'm gonna let you know right now. I don't introduce the person because I want you to let the world know who we have the pleasures of speaking with today.
Greetings, everybody. Hey, this is Brother Ben Osiris, aka LL Benjamin, uh, coming to you from beautiful downtown Jacksonville. We're overlooking the St. Johns River, and hey, everything is beautiful down here, and we hope that things are beautiful where you are. And hey, let's chop it up. Let's see what's really happening.
Yes, sir. Well, that is like just to let everybody know that you are, in Jacksonville, and it is sunny outside. I am too in Jacksonville. Shout out to the home team. Man, this is just going to be a wonderful moment, because you are a person with great knowledge, great, ideas. So you're a visionary. And I just want others to understand, what you have planned for the future, especially when it comes to the kingdom of consciousness. But first thing first, are you from Jacksonville, Florida?
Yes, I was born and raised here. You know, in the early 1950s, and but I come from a military family, so my family lived a lot of places around the world, and but Jacksonville's been my home base. Uh, I love it here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So growing up, would you say did you play any sports, or was it, was music your main thing? Kind of share some insights on that.
Well, when I came up, I came up on the east side of Jacksonville, the legendary east side of Jacksonville,
Yes, sir.
and the east side was like a self-contained little city in itself. And on the east side, they say everything you want, everything you need is on the east side,
Yes, sir.
meaning that all your hopes, aspirations, and dreams could be filled right there on the east side.
Mm,
So at an early age, kids was picking they fortes. I got drafted. I was a young fella coming up, and the
mhm.
fellas told me, said, "Hey, you're gonna be a football player."
Yes.
I had big legs. I had a athletic build.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, all right. So we started playing football in an area we call the Reed Patch, and that's where I made my bones at as a football player. Uh, the East Side was the home of the legendary Matthew W. Gilbert High School
Yes, sir.
that had been formulated way back in like the 1930s, and so it's like we had our own little community, our own little city, and the shining light of it was Gilbert High School, which was one of the east side of Jacksonville was one of the largest and one of the oldest populations of black people in the South.
Okay.
And so we had like a little city within a city. We had grocery stores, pharmacies, movie theaters, restaurants, shoe shops, clothing stores. Uh, every religious mode was represented on the east side, from the holiness, Seventh-day Adventists, Baptists, even a strong Jewish presence, as
Sir.
well as a bunch of immigrants like Nick and Jean Debs, who had Deb's store, Miss Rosa, who had a store on Florida Avenue. All these people was immigrants that came. We even had a Chinaman, True the Chinaman, and so we really represented a strong community, and like I said, it was a lot of love, a lot of
Yes, sir.
love.
That's powerful. Well, that's one of the things that I noticed about, the website, and what you was telling me is basically you want to use the word K to represent different things. That's why instead of using the word C for consciousness, you using the word K for consciousness, and bringing about kindness, and bringing it back love. So what is it about those words that kind of like resonate with you?
Well, I'll go back to the K factor. The
Okay.
K factor is a way to commemorate Kemet, which was one of the first thriving civilizations in the world and set an example of what the great possibilities what the world could be.
Yes, sir.
Kemet. And so, uh, so, so K has, like I say, kindness. We call it, we say covenant. We say community. We say all these words that have been used by other people at seas. One of the things that we're all about is creating a whole new narrative.
Mm.
We know that the world is always changing, and it needs to change. You know, sometimes it changes for the good, sometimes it changes for the bad. And we're going through a period right now of drastic change. You know, we're living in the culmination of a long sought plan against humanity. And so the kingdom of consciousness is a place where we're trying to encourage all the conscious people, the people who know where they are and who they are, as well as all the loving people, all the kind people that understand that we can do better. Everyone has the opportunity to do better. Even the so-called opposition, they could do better. You know, when you consider the whole, either you for humanity or against humanity. And only a fool, in my opinion, would be against humanity because humanity is a beautiful thing. Our Creator, God, made us all different so that we would learn from each other and not use it as a catalyst to hate each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
so it's important to me from the way I was raised up, the love that I felt from Jewish people, black people, Indian people, Chinese people. All that was on the east side of Jacksonville.
Yes,
My
sir.
teachers was, young and fresh out of college, and not to mention that we always had a outstanding football program, athletic program. So these are the things that shaped my life, and these are the things that I know that is good for young people. You know, the awareness of self, the awareness of family, the awareness of community, the awareness of where you are and what you're up against. Yes, there's opposition against everybody. Every human being has opposition. It's a matter of how you're going to react to that opposition. Are you going to let the monsters turn you into a monster? Okay, I say no. I choose not. You know, I know that there's monsters out there. I know that there's evil people out there, but guess what? They don't have to exist in my world, and they don't have to exist in the world that we create. And that's what Kingdom of Conscience is all about, trying to bring these like-minded people. You know, I'm just a brother that's a student of life and student of the world and the universe. And what I've learned, I want to share. And then most importantly, I want to be taught new things. You know, at my age, I'm in my early 70s, and I still want to learn. I'm still a student sitting there, just like I'm in first grade, trying to learn something new every day. And more now than ever before, you know, we got opportunities to self-educate ourselves. We can't rely on the system. We have to have what you call home training. We got to have some street sense, and we got to have some God-like backbone, religious backbone, in order to stand up, face our enemies, and do what's right to determine to say, hey, this is right, this is wrong, this is good, that is bad, this is smart, and this is dumb. When we, instill that into each other, into our children, our grandchildren, hopefully we all turn out to become conscious individuals. And when you become conscious, you understand that there's no need for war. There's no need for confusion. There's no need for murder. There's no need for the low vibrations that the world is giving. That those are mental illnesses that are thriving in people and through generational development. And so at some point you have to put your foot down and say, hey, we can stop this. We can do better. Or at least we can create a community where we can at least come together, okay, create sanctuaries and weather whatever storms that come.
Yes, sir. That's powerful. So that's a lot, man. And guess what? I want to dive, deep into some of the things that I got out of that, just to piggyback from what you're saying. So I know also, that's the foundation of, the kingdom of consciousness, but you also have a Benjamin Entertainment Enterprises. That's the more entertainment
Right.
side. And if I'm not mistaken, you're collaborating as well as an ambassador for the Show the World Showcase. Am I not mistaken?
Absolutely. I'm one of the founding members of it. Me and
Okay,
my
okay.
partners, and it was my partner's idea, the great Nehemiah Crockett idea, and I just piggybacked on it. Like I said, that was a good thing. And I've been in the entertainment business since well, basically all my life,
Wow.
because when you lived on the east side, you had to do something, okay? You be walking around looking like, Joe Schmo, and all of a sudden somebody say, "Oh, you're gonna be in our play." I'm like, "What? Okay, all right. Hey, you're gonna be in our band, or hey, you're gonna be, you'll be drafted by conscious people that will be seeing the potential in you as an individual." And
Yes,
this is
sir.
what I do to this day. I'm open. They have a saying. They say, "Where there's a lot of oppression, there's also it creates a lot of talent." So the South is full of oppression, and therefore the South is full of talent. And my job is to say, hey, pat the little brother on the shoulder and say, hey, you don't see what I see, but I can see that you can be a talented singer, a talented athlete, or a talented politician. And I've been blessed to meet so many wonderful people. Jacksonville is full of wonderful, conscious people, old and young. And so I want to give tribute to them every chance I get. I want to acknowledge them every chance I get. I want to thank them every chance I get.
Hmm.
Okay, we got men like Rodney Hershey in Jacksonville. We got Doc Scott. We got Miss Denise Hunt. We got Alawalde, Brother Alawalde, Brother Bison, Brother Omar. Oh my God, Bishop Lorenzo Hall.
Hmm.
Uh, it's just so many good people here that's
Yes,
trying to do good things for the city and for our nation. As a city goes, you live in a city that represents a state that's a part of the United States. This is our home. This has been our home for not just 400 years, but some of us for thousands of years. So you have a right to live and thrive and create in your home, you know. And even though there's people who think differently, they're just what you call unconscious people. Most of the people that they hating on, they don't even understand. If you check their DNA, if you check their bloodline, most Americans are related in some kind of way. We've been here for a long time. So we're hoping that we can create a venue where everyone raises their conscience. Hey, it's all right to be blind, but you don't have to stay blind. Okay? We got a saying. We say you pick the fine time to go third eye blind. You know what I'm saying? Because when you open up that third eye, it doesn't close. That's where you see God and all the high angels. It's a beautiful place to be. Those people that haven't reached that point yet, I'm praying every day for them. That hey, yeah, maybe you'll grow. Whatever hatred you got, whatever evil you got in you, hey, grow out of it. Because trust me, with all my heart and soul, it is a beautiful thing when you evolve. It is a beautiful thing when you say, I once was that way and now I'm this way. Oh my God, what a wonderful thing that is. And we have a strong, religious community here. Uh, and none of these. There's no perfection in the world. Perfection is a path, and we may never reach the goal, but we can at least stay on the path.
that's powerful. That's powerful. Well, Uh, Man, just beautiful words. I don't know if you was a poet, when you was playing football as well, but these are some beautiful words that you're speaking. And it resonates too with just even in my life, Brother Ben. I'm reading this book called Mastery, and it talks about how you must practice every day. You must learn every day. And you may, like you said, you may not get to the goal, but you practice because that's where the fun is at. That's where your neurons start firing off in the brain, and it keeps you busy and keeps you energized. So I do appreciate you for shedding light on just like being creative and being able to be a student, a lifelong student. One of the other things that I realized about the page, not only is the entertainment aspect of it, but there is going to be a place that people could one advertise, but
Absolutely.
also yes, sir, but also get like some BMI technology. What is that all about?
Okay, we part of our website is dedicated to a partnership that I have developed with a company, a high technical company called Bailey's Military Institute, and that falls up under my Benjamin Pan African technology. I partnered up with these brothers and sisters, and you want to talk about some brilliant minds, and more importantly, they're trying to lead people, all people, into the future as far as understanding the importance of drone technology. Okay, uh, BMI is one of the leading drone companies in the world that does education, advancement of technology, training, as well as making a very positive impact on the continent of Africa. Several countries: Ghana, Nigeria, Zambia, Burkina Faso. By us being a fractured people, we we had to learn to conceive that we are all over the world as a people. And the myth is that, oh, you got to watch out for this and watch out for that. But truth be told, the world is full of wonderful people trying to do wonderful things. They want to do the same thing you do. They want to live. They want to eat. They want to enjoy their family. Hey, we have a beautiful planet. There's nothing wrong with this planet that we live on. It's paradise. But the problem is the people. Okay, not the planet, but the people, and that comes from miseducation. One of the most significant things that I try to discuss with people is lore, beliefs, and dogma. You'll hear that a lot on the Kingdom of Conscious website. Because when you look at it, lore is like a never ending story. They came up with the Superman movie story 60 years ago. 60 years later, and billions of dollars later, a character that never exists is real in our minds.
Mm,
Mickey Mouse, 1920s, a world icon, a billionaire that never existed, only in the minds of the individuals that open up their mind and their heart to it.
wow.
So that's what lore is. Then beliefs are, ideas and concepts that may be true and they may not be true. Okay? And understanding beliefs versus, belief versus knowing. Okay? And so many people, they're taught beliefs and they accept the beliefs as being true. And the beliefs come a lot of times from the lore that they've been exposed to, whether it be religious lore, historical lore, psychological lore, uh, uh, indigenous lore. You know, all these are stories because God has created the human mind to expand on his consciousness. Okay, anything you can conceive in your mind can be real. So we have to learn that about ourselves. That yes, there are some people who think they're smarter than everybody else and use manipulation of the mind, manipulation of the human growth and development to manipulate to their own wants and needs and desires. And we understand that the Creator created us as being free beings. You don't believe it? Hey, just have a newborn baby in your house. A newborn baby will show you what a free human being is. Okay? You
Like
know, he
that.
come into the world demanding everything he wants. Cause I'm free. I want food. I cry. I want this. Hey, and we all have our babies in our life. But the key is that as we grow older, we got to grow out our baby mind. Okay. One of the main things that we have to do that lore and belief does is kind of try and keep you in your baby mind. You know. Oh, Superman, he can beat Batman. But Aquaman might jump out of the ocean and save both of them. That's just lore. That's not real. Okay. When you're conscious, you understand what is real and what is not real. Now that doesn't mean that we can't have enjoy fantasies and enjoy stories and enjoy, all the good things. Like, it doesn't mean that. It just means that we don't want to be manipulated. Okay? And lastly, after you understand lore and belief, is dogma. Dogma is the worst one because, it comes from the root word of dog, master, dogma, dog master. Dogs are animals that love to be mastered. They seek leadership. They seek knowing who's the boss. If you don't boss your dog, then the dog will boss you. The dog steps in and say, "Hey, I got to be the boss since you won't be the boss." And so when you're a victim of dogma, okay, it's when that lore and that belief you are made to believe in. Oh, if you don't believe, then something wrong with you. If you don't believe Santa Claus can deliver 8 billion presents in one night, if you don't believe that Superman can fly from Earth to the moon and back in 5 minutes, if you don't believe the fantasy and the lore, then you're a victim of dogma. They're gonna say, "Hey, you're an oddball. Something wrong with you." You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with you? So we're gonna be doing a lot of studying about lore, beliefs, and dogma, and try to get people to understand that you have to replace when you eliminate something, you have to replace it. And what we want you to do is, create your own lore, create your own beliefs, and create your own dogma as individuals, and then find like-minded individuals that share the same vision that you do. And then, love those who love you, work with those who work with you. Hey, if you don't like me or believe me, guess what? The earth is big enough for all of us. You go over there in your hole, and I'll stay over here in my hole. Okay? There's no need for war. We have enough space to, never see each other again. It's 8 billion people in the world. Okay? My Uncle Boogie went to New York in 1940 with his best friend from Jacksonville, Florida. And they set out the next day, the first day in New York, to say, "Hey, fellas, hey, I'm finna go find a job. You go find a job. I'll meet you this afternoon." My uncle didn't see that man again until 40 years later.
Mm.
Okay? New York had 8 million people in it. Okay? So there's a good chance that you may see somebody and never see them again. You may touch somebody and never get a chance to touch them again. So we have to be concerned. We have to be very considerate of our time and our space and how we interact with each other, and also what is the potential? I mean, what is the possibility that you meet somebody out of 8 billion people? I mean, that got to have some strong possibilities there. Okay, 8 billion people. And I met you, or you met me, and I met everybody I know. I think that has a lot to do with divine intervention.
Uh, that's fine, and that's one thing that with my platform, that's what I'm trying to do, discoverability. I remember I played some jazz, or you seen it on my last video, and you was like, "Hey, you should check out Sun Ra." So guess what I did? I checked out Sun Ra, and that was some beautiful jazz I've been studying to lately. So it's about that discoverability. So for the people at home, I will hope when y'all see the new website, it's still up right now. There's the website Kingdom of Consciousness. That's KINGDOMOF of Consciousness. That's KONSCIOUSNESS. When y'all visit that website, you would see some of the beautiful things Brother Ben got going on, from the history of education and learning to the Benjamin Entertainment Enterprises, where you see like the Show the World Showcase, you see maybe a screenplay, anybody got talent, art. That's what we're there. That's what that's there for. And then you got the future, which is the technology aspect of it, of the Benjamin Pan African Technology, and that's where you will have the BMI, which is drones and different other things about technology. We'll have the episode on there with AI with my brother Romello. So, with that being said, we're gonna take an intermission here. We're gonna let the crowd hear some more of that Sun Ra jazz. All right,
Okay, brother, really appreciate it.
all right, just one
Yeah.
moment here.
Sunrise, the father of avant-garde jazz,
Mhm,
and hey, he's a man that took us to outer space because ultimately that's where we come from,
mhm.
outer space.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So this was the first song that I heard, and we're just gonna get into a little bit of it here. This is Sun Ra. You can find it on YouTube. So when I first heard that, I was like, man, what's going on here, right? It was like an introduction of like, it made me feel like almost like before times, it was like the with beating on the Kangos almost, and I was like, okay, what's going on here? So that part piqued my interest, right? And then this second song here, this is what I really got into. Yeah, I gotta check that out. That's that Sun Ra on YouTube. I love that. It just kind of puts my mind at ease. And like I said, I'm just reading a book and just could like relax. So before we go, Brother Ben, I usually call this segment, you know, you get to just say what all you want to say, man. It's called Pass the Mic. And I just want you to say whatever you want to say. You can just go off freestyle, tell the world what you got going on. And yeah, I'm passing the mic. Here we go.
Brother, the most important thing that I want to say is love to the world, okay? Love to the world and love to the peoples of this planet and love to everyone that's trying to achieve something, trying to live their life, raise their children, be safe, that you find peace and understanding. Most things that you're gonna get out of this world is not money is not the most important thing. Understanding is way more important than money because when you have understanding, you can get all the money you want. But like the most important thing is, hey, love each other, man. You know, put away your differences and love each other. See the God in each one of us, and know that yeah, we might have different opinions. I lived in Georgia, rural Georgia, for the last 13 years of my railroad career. I lived in an area that you would call like, I don't like to use that term, but they would call it like redneck. A lot of Republicans and MAGA supporters there, Donald Trump supporters. But guess what? In living there all those years, it was like that might have been their point of view, but that wasn't their day-to-day life. They showed me a lot of love, a lot of concern, and just like I showed them humanity. So what we have to do is, rate, these concepts that's put in our head. We have to understand that what's most important is love and getting together and being and taking care of each other. And like I say, there are some loving, kind people in America on both sides of the fence. Maybe they might have a different understanding of what the future may be. Now, yeah, there's some hard-hearted, evil people all over the world, but that's a small number of people. We outnumber them 1,000 to 1. The goodness, and that's what's going to save our country and save our world. The goodness of the people. And kingdom of consciousness is all about trying to say, hey, it's okay to be kind. It's okay to be loving. It's okay to forgive. It's okay to change your mind. Okay, and try it and see what you might get out of it. I'm trying to tell you, man. There's a bliss that you can receive that's beyond your own comprehension, and I want everyone in this universe to enjoy that. And as I've made a commitment that I'm in the fourth chapter of my life, that I had to choose what I'm going to put all my energy toward. How my exit strategy, and my exit strategy is loving humanity, encouraging love, and encouraging understanding, putting away the tools of war. Man, we have a beautiful country. God has shed His light on thee, but guess what? We can make it better. We can make it better. And as an old brother talking to the brothers and sisters, I guarantee you, it will get better. It will get better. Much love.
Till next time, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.